Hello, this is Sin City Preacher. Welcome back. The title of the message today is It's a Miracle. My Son is Alive. The story I'm going to tell you today is very personal, and I pray that the message today changes some minds. My wife and I have one son. His name is Mark, and he is 28 years old. And from the time that he was born until now, my wife has been so proud of him. He's a wonderful young man, and he loves our Lord Jesus. But if we go back beyond 28 years ago, when my wife and I first learned that she was pregnant, our first reaction was, it's not planned. What are we going to do? You see, I wasn't a Christian at that time. Well, we discussed it, but there wasn't much debate. We just figured it's an unplanned pregnancy, so let's have an abortion. We got out the yellow pages, looked up abortion, and went to an abortion clinic with the intention of having an abortion. But we were deceived. It was actually an anti-abortion clinic. They had us watch a movie. And for the first time in my life, I understood the reality of abortion. I saw what abortion truly was. And even though I was not even a Christian, just my conscience could not allow me to do such a thing. So my wife and I discussed it, and we decided we didn't want an abortion. And of course, our son was born, and he's wonderful, and we've been blessed by that decision. Now, I know that there are terrible things that happen in the world. I believe abortion is the most terrible, most evil thing that's ever taken place on earth. Now, I know every day there's atrocities. There's cruel acts that man does to his fellow man. And historically, we have things like Nero throwing Christians to the lions and torturing them and lighting them on fire and using them as torches to light the city. And we have Torquemada, who's a Jesuit priest that was in charge of the Spanish Inquisition. And if you read Fox's Book of Martyrs, you can see the graphic details of the horrible, torturous things that have been done to people. We have Dr. Mengele, the Nazi, and what was done to Jews in the concentration camps in the Holocaust. Yes, man has been guilty of some horrible things throughout history. But to me, abortion is by far the most evil thing that has ever happened on earth. It makes me wonder, what kind of a human being would do such a thing? What kind of a doctor would perform an abortion? What kind of a woman could have their own baby aborted in the womb? What kind of a Christian could do such a thing or condone such a thing? What kind of a person could support a woman's right to choose to abort their own baby. Well, I can relate, because I was prepared to have my son aborted, but it was because I was ignorant. And I'm going to assume that there are other people who are ignorant of exactly what an abortion is. And maybe if you understood exactly what an abortion is, that the horror of it would change your mind, as it changed my mind. So I'm going to ask you to go to my channel, Sin City Preacher, go to the playlist, find the playlist Abortion, and there are 3 videos on that are describe the 3 common types of abortion. A Roman Catholic priest is the speaker, and he demonstrates exactly what abortions are. It's not graphic visually, but it is graphic in the way he describes it. And at one point, you actually hear the sound of an actual abortion, and you hear doctors clapping their hands and applauding. So I'm going to ask that you watch those videos, and I pray that your mind will be changed when you really understand the horror of this evil act. So, it's a miracle. My son is alive.